This snare has been sitting in the background of my videos for entirely too long, so let's finally talk about it. The 1980s Tama Bell Brass snare. These drums have quite a bit of mystique. Most people associate this drum with Dave Grohl and Nirvana when they recorded Nevermind, but the Tama Bell Brass can be heard on a ton of other records too. Over the years, Tama has released plenty of other brass snares and even reissued the originals a few times, but the 80s snares and the Mastercraft setup are the most sought after, and these things go for stupid money. I'm talking if you find one for like $4,000, you got a deal. I paid 3 times that okay, no, not really. If I ever spend that much on a snare drum, I give every one of my subscribers the right to slap me in the face. But they are expensive. You could pay off like a year of your mortgage with one of these snares. Now, there are companies out there that make replicas of these drums, but seeing these fakes gave me an idea. What if you took a 14 by 6.5 steel Tama Mastercraft snare, took all the hardware off of it, and put it on a brass shell? Well, that's exactly what this snare drum is. Ugh. I would hold this thing up while I'm talking, but it's a bit too heavy. After all these years, I finally found a steel Mastercraft that wasn't completely destroyed for a halfway decent deal, and the funny thing is, I used to own one of those, and then I sold it, and then I came up with this idea. But that's how life goes. As soon as you get rid of something, you'll need it the next day. So I really wanted to do this project myself, but I just did not have the time for it. So I sent it to Sam at HHG and he hooked it up for me. So yes, this is a fake. You can easily tell by the badge. This says Imperial Star on it. When it should be like this badge and say Superstar on it. So hate on me all you want, I totally understand. But what I want to do now is make this shell look a bit more nasty. I've always enjoyed the patinaed look on certain things. You might remember that old crusty king beat that I have, and I honestly love the look of that snare. So I kind of want to do the same thing with this shell and make it look a bit less new. And to be honest, I wasn't really planning on making a video about this, but considering that I've gotten a fair amount of comments about this drum in previous videos, and also getting inspired from one of Drum.Pizza's video. Tom was calling me. I think they're pretty mad. Anyways, I was inspired by a video that Drum.Pizza put out where he antiqued an old brass shell. So I figured I'd try it out on this drum because it looks a bit too new and we can fake it even more. Not really, I just think that old crusty shells look cool. This is deceivingly heavy. First thing we gotta do is hit this with some degreaser. When I first got this shell, I rubbed my hands all over it in hopes that it would kind of age a little bit quicker. There is no clear coat on this, but if there was, I would have to strip that off first. And as I'm degreasing, I'm gonna get more greasy with my fingers. And just to be safe, we'll hit it with some brake clean. Tub, vinegar, spacer blocks, and salt. Pop the shell in and the fumes do all the work. I almost forgot the most important step. Considering this drum is a fake, I thought I would add this decal to it. That way, after the patina does its thing, we can peel this off and underneath should be a bit shinier and we'll be able to read it. I don't plan on selling this drum, but it will definitely last longer than I do. Perfect. Let's try that again. This one's a little bit bigger. In the tub she goes. We'll check on this every hour. I'm going with this method because I've actually never tried it before. I'm always up to try new things for the sake of learning, which I quickly learned that, maybe there is a clear coat on this shell. So let's give this a better clean. I left the badge on for a handful of reasons, but this looks pretty horrible, so I should have known better and just took it off to begin with. So a little paint thinner to remove whatever clear coat is left, a little bit more brake clean to be safe, and back into its new home for another hour. And when I came back to check on it, I felt the need to flick the vinegar droplets on the side of the tub onto the shell, and it left these bright little spots, which I think are cool and add some character. What isn't cool is the badge area. So, new plan. Ditch the salt and vinegar solution and go with ammonia. This is what I used to patina the stat clap that I made, so there is a bit of salt in there too. And whenever mixing random things together, always do your research because it's really easy to make some toxic fumes without you even knowing. But within 30 minutes, the badge outline went completely away and darkened the entire shell even more, so after an hour, I decided it was good. That is looking a lot better. The ammonia definitely did the trick. Now I do want to shine this up just a little bit, so I'm going to hit it with some wax. The wax was looking good and gave me the sheen that I was after, but it just dried up after sitting for a few minutes, so I tried another wax which did the exact same thing, but Odie's oil is what did the trick and juiced up the shell just enough. So in the end, I do think that it looks better. It does not look like the old Tama shells, but the original Bell Brasses, the ones with the coffin lugs, are the ones that were patinaed, while I guess technically the second generation, the one with the mighty lugs, like on this drum, were polished, so you don't really see those shells with patina, so technically it's not even right to begin with, but this is my drum, it's fake, I really don't care. For the heads, I'm going with a P4 Coated and a Diplomat snare side. This is not my go-to combo, and the P4 has too much muffling if you ask me, but my Birch snare came with this head combo and I love how that thing sounds, so I figured I'd try it out on this drum.